Oh, we good? Oh my, Nintendo. Oh man, they must have known that I was making this video because last night they just gave me so much more to put in this video. We have so much to talk about. I don't even know how I'm gonna structure this video. There's so much here. I have a full timeline that I've made up of the future of where I think the Nintendo Switch is going. But with the update we got to the Switch last night, we got a few big things. One of them is Bluetooth compatibility. We can now use Bluetooth headsets with our Nintendo Switch without a dongle, without plugging anything into the bottom of them. Finally, we're gonna talk about that, but there's a lot more to this update than just that. I think that's big, but I don't think that's the biggest thing by a mile. What's up, guys? Welcome back or welcome in for the first time. If you are new here, do me a favor, jump down to the description. I have a link to our podcast channel. We do have a podcast. We do it on this YouTube channel every Thursday or Friday, depending on the week. You can check it out live, 7 o'clock Eastern time, one of those two nights, like I said, depending on the week. Or you can go over to that channel and check out past episodes or anywhere that you listen to podcasts. You can find it there as well. So make sure you check that out, but let's get right into this stuff. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to talk about the future of the Switch. Where is this going? And to get there, I think we need to look at what we have right now, what's going on, what could potentially happen with the Switch we have now, the Switch Lite, the OLED model coming. I think we need to unpack all that first. And now we have this new wrinkle of the things that happened last night. The new update gave us, as I said, the Bluetooth headphone support, but we have some stuff going on with the dock. And I think that's huge. I think whatever's going on with this dock I think it's gonna be big, but we're gonna get into that. Let's start with where we are right now. Actually, let's back up just a little bit. Okay, so the Switch Lite, selling well. Months ago, everybody was talking about the Switch Pro. There was gonna be a Switch Pro announcement. I made a video saying that it wasn't going to be a Pro, and it was pretty much exactly what we ended up getting. And there's a lot more stuff in that video that did end up coming true. I watched it this morning. I was like, wow, most of that was right. But I'm gonna link that here. I'm also gonna link it at the end. You should definitely watch that video after this one. But we didn't end up getting the Pro. We ended up getting the OLED Switch announced for $350. Didn't have anything else except for the 7-inch screen. That's really all it is. It's only a handheld upgrade. It's $50 more. So, lots of people were disappointed with that. A lot of people were saying, okay, well, I don't need to buy this new Switch. I have a Switch. I don't care about the bigger screen. And I agree with that. For most people, it's not an upgrade that's necessary, especially if you don't play in handheld mode that much. It's not really something that people need. But this is really where I think things start to get interesting. When you look at these two Nintendo Switch models, they are very close to the same thing. We're talking about very, very minor changes in these two Switch models. They're pretty much the same exact body. The one has a bigger screen. I believe the buttons are placed a little bit different on the top, and I think one is like a 0.1 millimeters bigger or a millimeter bigger. I'm not sure exactly how much bigger it is. It's a little bit bigger. Now, I've said this a few times, and I'm not the only one that said this. I believe that the new OLED Switch is going to phase out the regular Switch. The one that's on the market right now. I've said this several times. Lots of people have said this, but I think with what we're seeing now, potentially coming to the United States, already happening in, I think, Europe, I think the writing's on the wall for this Switch. I think it's gone. Now, it hasn't happened in the United States yet, but it looks like we are going to be seeing the regular Switch, the regular version of the Switch we have right now, get a price drop. We're gonna see it go down to $250. That's what it's looking like. Now, to me, maybe not you, maybe not others, but to me, that tells me these things are gonna be gone soon. I think the reason that they've dropped this price or are going to drop this price to $250 is to get that distance in the price. Because think about this. Let's say you don't have a Switch and you go to the store and you see the regular Switch model that doesn't have an OLED screen on the shelf for $300. And you see the OLED model on the shelf for $50 more with a bigger screen, a new dock. Which one are you gonna get? Most people are just gonna go ahead and spend the extra $50 and get the newer version. Why would you buy the older version unless that older version isn't $50 cheaper, it's $100 cheaper? That is the incentive to go buy the older version. But for me, I think that's really the reason that they're doing this. I think they're trying to get rid of these older versions. That's why they are going to do this price drop, so they can get these things out. Whatever's left of these type of Switch units, they want them gone because the OLED Switch is going to take its place. Now, I don't know that for sure, but I think that's where we're going with this. And honestly, with whatever just happened with this dock thing, I think now this is, I think what I said in the last video we talked about is probably gonna happen even more than I did then. But that is where we are right now. I believe that is where things are going as of this moment. Now, I want to do a bunch of speculation now. This is going to get interesting. Quickly, I do want to talk about this dock, actually. We'll do this now because I think this has a big impact on what I just said and where we're going to be moving forward with all this, because we got an update for the Switch last night that gave us Bluetooth compatibility. There's a new option in the menus for a dock update. Now, this dock update can only be done with the new dock, the one that's not even on the market yet. Just the OLED version of the dock, not the one we have now, just this one. Now, the fact that they're talking about the dock, an update for the dock itself, we're not talking about updating games or anything with the system itself, we're talking about the dock. Obviously, this thing can do that by itself. It doesn't need a dock update to do that. So that tells me there's something new in this dock. There's some type of tech in this dock that is updatable. And I know you guys already know where I'm going with this. Is this some type of 4K upscaling? Something in there? Maybe not necessarily the DLSS that we're all wanting and we're hoping to get in this next Switch. Maybe that's not what's in this dock. But I feel like that has to be what it is. What else could the dock be doing? I mean, let me know in the comments if there's something else that the dock could be doing that it would need an update. Let me know what that could be, because at this point, I really can't think of anything else. Now, I'm not 100% sure about this 4K stuff being compatible with the new Switch we're getting, the OLED, but I did say in the last video that I talked about this, that I think another reason that they're going to phase these old Nintendo Switches out is because they want this new dock phased in. Whatever's inside of there kind of proves that point. It has something new in it. It's not the same dock. It's not just an outer redesign with a LAN port. There's something else inside there they're not telling us about. It's exciting, honestly. Maybe it is something for a Switch Pro that's gonna be coming out next year. I mean, you know, we keep talking about this Switch Pro. I don't think it's gone away. I think we're still getting one next year. But now we've got the dock stuff out of the way. I really wanna know what you guys think about that in the comments. Let me know. But let's get on with where I think we're going in the future with this Switch itself. So I think we dropped this Switch unit down to 250. I think those finally sell out. They're phased out. We end up with the OLED Switch as the base model at 350. I think sometime after that, maybe even sometime during that, I think it's very likely that we're going to see a Switch Lite OLED. Some type of OLED Switch Lite that's going to do the same exact thing that the OLED Switch did to the original Switch. It's going to phase it out. You'll probably see a price drop on the regular Lite, 179, 150. I don't know if they'll do 150. That's pretty low for Nintendo, but they might. But you'll see a price drop on that. Those will go. We'll get a new Lite with an LED screen, maybe some other extra stuff, some upgraded things. And then I think the Pro, the Nintendo Switch Pro, or whatever the next Switch is announced after that. Because I think with this dock, and I think the way that we are seeing Nintendo handle all this stuff, I really do think the Pro, or whatever that is just going to be the continuation of the Switch. I honestly do not think at this point, looking at how they are treating this, that we are going to get a GameCube to Wii, or a Wii to Wii U type of transition with the Switch. I think we're gonna see more of a DS to 3DS type of transition. I think they're going to keep this same thing going for as long as they possibly can. It's just too successful to give up on at this point. And if you look at Nintendo and where they've been successful, it's with their handhelds. It's with that formula. That's where they've had all of their success. I mean, yeah, we like our Nintendo consoles, obviously, but you know, when you look at stuff like the Super Nintendo, the 64, the Wii, the Wii U, well, the Wii was massive. Wii U was a giant failure. And then you look at the handhelds, look at the Game Boys, Game Boy Advance, the DS, the 3DS. All of those were massive, massive hits, and they just kept making them better and better and better as they went on. I think that's what we're seeing with the Switch right now. I don't see a Switch 2 coming anytime soon. I don't think we're gonna get there. I mean, as far as like next generation Switch, I guess you could say that this next one, the Pro, might be something like that, or maybe the one after will be something like that. Maybe you're looking at a situation where, again, you can play all the old Switch games on both of them, but, you know, going forward, the ones for this will only play on this. Kind of like what we saw with the DS and the 3DS. You know, you can still play DS games on your 3DS. They take the same exact cartridges. I think that is going to be the model going forward. And honestly, with the dock revision, the way that this seems to be going, whatever's inside of there tells me that they're using this stuff for the long haul. They have changed something inside of there that they want to keep going for a while, clearly. Guys, I don't know where else to go with this. I find all this very, very interesting, and I think the writing is on the wall at this point. We pretty much have a roadmap to see where Nintendo is going to go with this. Now, these are just my opinions, obviously. I really, really do want to know what you guys think about this stuff in the comments down below. So let's get the conversation started down there. This is gonna be interesting to see what happens. This is going to be very, very interesting. I'm so glad Nintendo did this update last night. Right as I got done writing all this stuff down, this whole timeline, they just, you know, dropped more stuff that I can throw in here and talk about in this video. But guys, I'm rambling, I can't stop. I don't know where to end this video, so I'm just gonna do it right now. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave a like. Make sure you are subscribed. Let's talk about this in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.